Greetings, scholars. I hope this message finds you well. Today's objective is going to be learning about quadrilaterals and how to find the area. The quadrilateral family. A quadrilateral is a four-sided plane. Some examples are a trapezium or trapezoid, a parallelogram, a rectangle, a rhombus, and a square. To find the area of a parallelogram. The area of a parallelogram is the product of the length of one side and the distance to the opposite side. In this case, we're going to use the terms base and height, like we did with triangles. So the area equals the base times the height. To find the area of a rhombus, the area of a rhombus is 1/2 the product of the diagonals. Area of a trapezium. The area of a trapezium or trapezoid is 1/2 the product of the sum of its parallel sides and the distance between them. In this instance, we're going to use height and base 1 and base 2. The area of a quadrilateral is 1/2 the product of the length of a diagonal with the sum of the lengths of the perpendiculars from the opposite vertexes. So 1/2 the product of the length of a diagonal with the sum of the lengths of the perpendiculars from the opposite vertexes. The area of a trapezium shown below is A equals 1/2 the height times base 1 and base 2. If A and B are equal in the trapezium, it becomes a parallelogram. When the right angles of this parallelogram are made right angles, it becomes a rectangle. Some properties of quadrilaterals. Here are some examples again. These are our parallelograms. A quadrilateral can have no parallel sides. As long as it has 4 sides, it is classified as a quadrilateral. A trapezium has exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. Parallel sides are sides that will not intersect. Lines that do intersect are called perpendicular. A parallelogram has 2 pairs of parallel sides. A rhombus is a parallelogram with congruent sides. Congruent means equal. A rectangle is a parallelogram with right angles. So you have 2 pairs of parallel sides and 4 right angles. A square is a parallelogram, 2 pairs of parallel sides, and also has congruent sides with 4 right angles. Note that squares, rectangles, and rhombuses are types of parallelograms, and that a square is a type of rectangle and a type of rhombus. Let's review our formulas. For a rectangle, our formula will be area equals base times height. For a square, area equals side times side, or side squared. For a parallelogram, area equals base times height. For a rhombus, the area equals 1/2 the product of diagonal 1 and diagonal 2. For a trapezium, the area equals 1/2 the product of the sum of base 1, base 2, and the height. Remember, base 1 and base 2 are the two parallel sides in the trapezoid. For a quadrilateral, the area equals 1/2 the product of the diagonal and the sum of perpendicular 1 and perpendicular 2. Remember, the perpendiculars are those that go from the diagonal to the opposite angles. Let's try some. Let's find the area of this parallelogram with a height of 5 centimeters and a base of 12 centimeters. So if our area equals base times height, and our base is 12 and our height is 5, we can plug in our values. Remember our unit of measure. 12 times 5 equals 60 centimeters squared. Centimeter times centimeter is centimeter squared. Find the area of the rhombus whose diagonals are of length 16 centimeters and 12 centimeters. Our area is 1/2 the product of the diagonals. We multiply our diagonals, 16 times 12, and we get 192. 1/2 of 192 gives us 96 centimeters squared. Find the area of the trapezium of height 4 centimeters and parallel sides 6 centimeters and 9 centimeters. If the area equals 1/2 the height times the sum of base 1 and base 2, then our area is 1/2 of 4 times 9 plus 6, which is 15. 4 times 15 is 60. 1/2 of 60 gives us 30 square centimeters. Find the area of a quadrilateral having diagonals 50 centimeters and perpendicular heights measuring 10 centimeters and 20 centimeters. The area equals 1/2 of the diagonal times the sum of perpendicular 1 plus perpendicular 2. 1/2 of 50 times 10 plus 20, which is 30. 50 times 30 gives us 1,500. 1/2 of 1,500 gives us 750 square centimeters. Here's some for you to try. Find the area of the trapezium below. B1 is 4 centimeters, B2 is 12 centimeters, and we have a diagonal. The diagonals of a quadrilateral are perpendicular to each other, and their lengths are 16 centimeters and 10 centimeters. What is its area? Remember, perpendicular means they will intersect. So one side will be 16 and one will be 10. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. As always, have a great day on purpose.